This is the Barebow Bulletin for August of 2026. Thank you to our supporters. The Push Archery, check out the new Delta on their website. DXT Archery, only the best shoot the best. Casey Kaufhold for the win. XS Wings, the best spin wing in the game. Check out XS Wings. Buy Drop by Dragebue Archery. Frank Baller, great guy. Galaxy Archery, a Lancaster Archery company, and Fivics USA, supporting Barebow and the Barebow Bulletin. Back to the Barebow Project. This is the Barebow Bulletin for August, Bulletin number 1. I'm switching the Bulletin up. I'm going to still do some written versions, but I wanted to do an audio version because there's a couple of reasons. It gets to put the advertisers and the sponsors of the bulletin in front of everyone in an audio format, number one. Number two, um, I just miss doing audio stuff and the podcast. So, with that being said, you may have noticed that your first bulletin of the day is that the Calloused Archer is in process. What is the Calloused Archer? Well, some of you may know I started writing a book some time ago. I thought I wanted the book to be strictly about basically how to shoot barebow. Um, I probably got about 6 chapters in, and if you've ever written a book, you understand that just putting random thoughts down, or if you've tried writing journaling, stuff like that, it's very difficult to do. Um, then I realized that hmm, there's a bigger there's a bigger world to being a good coach, a good archer, and a good person than just learning how to do a thing. And there's probably some therapeutic life experiences that are tied into this book and how archery helped me get through those situations and how learning to do things, challenging myself, dealing with target panic, dealing with coaching, dealing with being a competitor, and all of those things tie into one. So this book is kind of it's a bit of a how-to as far as personal growth, within archery, um, how to just doing archery and challenges, training challenges. It's a way for a reader to um, be in the world of the writer and learn the lessons as I learned them, developing myself as a shooter, as a mentor, as a coach, and as a media personality, as much as I hate calling myself a content creator, and navigating those worlds and the lessons that were learned coming through them. So I'm giving you a bird's eye view of how my philosophies within coaching and shooting and just archery in general kind of were developed throughout my life, starting all the way back to elementary school. So I hope you'll join me. I'm doing live readings for subscribers. So as everyone knows, there are people who support the podcast. I do miss doing the podcast. So because I've had a lot of things going on the last couple of years with family and health and stuff like that. And as the time goes, I'll get into that a little bit more. But the reality is that archery is on the horizon for me. Shooting and competing is on the horizon for me. And I'm gonna bring everybody along for that ride. But first, the Calloused Archer. So on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, August 20th, I'm going to be reading the first chapter to my subscribers. If you're interested in doing that, go to www.thebarebowproject.com. You'll click on join us, and there's a couple of options there. You get to be a part of, listen to, reflect on, and give feedback for the first chapter. Um, so check that out. If you want to subscribe to be a part of that, that would be amazing. If not, that's fine too. Um, we appreciate your support and everybody that downloads, listens, shares, subscribes. Appreciate you all. No, there's no this is just for the select few who really go out of their way to support everything that the Barebow Project has done or has tried to do, I should say, for the archery community and uh, the Barebow community itself. So check that out. Consider joining the events on the main Barebow Project Facebook page. But the bulletin is just giving you an opportunity for me to put the book is called The Calloused Archer. Um, you'll understand why. But that's the first chapter is called Tear It Right Off. You'll understand if you decide to join and be a part of writing that book, because that's a commitment thing for me, and I am letting all of you be my accountability officers to help me, develop and finish this book all the way to the end. I don't know how long it's going to take. Could take 6 months, could take a year. I might read multiple chapters in one sitting. We'll see, but every month I'm going to be doing that. So be on the lookout for that. Um, Barebow Bulletin number 2. Target Nationals just kicked off. So let's take a rundown of the results of USA Target Nationals and the US Open. All right, so let's look at the 142nd USA Archery Target Nationals and the 2026 US Open. My favorite round, maybe my second favorite round, because shooting the mixed teams with Maggie was probably one of my favorite memories ever. But let's take a look here. Barebow men, the official team rounds. The winners at the end, the last men standing, 3 CD guys, kind of some OGs of the Barebow world. Uh, Stonebreaker, Spanky Brooks, and Marcus Cooley. Um, love seeing that these guys are still competing and staying in the mix. They took down Denton Archery, the team of Robbie Weisinger, Matt Yaka, and Brian Way. Those three are studs. The fact that they took them down is shows that the old lads still got it. They're still contenders. Shooting for Denton Archery, Doug Denton, which we have an update coming from him right after this. Coming in third with your national champ on the team, the three amigos, Michael Weaver, Kyle Coffey, Matthew Christian. I've met Kyle and Matthew. Michael, I don't believe I have, but Michael, I look forward to speaking with you. Matt, I've shot with. He's definitely his journey has definitely come a long way. He's I believe pretty local to the eastern side. I don't know if he's from PA or not, but he's a good guy in and of itself. He's making his way through the barebow world, that's for sure. A crawl too far. Josh Fint, Daniel Parks, and Brian Johnson, and Arklahomies. I like it. Ronello Burgos, Pedro Ponce, or Ponce, I'm not sure if I'm saying that, and Chris Elliott. Congrats to those guys. The Barebow women, Barebow legends, young legends. Yes, Johanna, that includes you. Ava Jones, Aaron Hollum, and Johanna Seiko took out that's the finals round. Let's go to the final rankings. Barebow Legends took first. The B team, Norelis Medina. I'm not sure if I know who that is, but it sounds familiar to me. Um, geez, I'm going to destroy that. Nina Lopez and I don't know how to say that. Desnegas Goldman. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Life is Good, Sabrina Harrigan, Barbara Carroll, Deb Diamato, and Arrow Lilies, Melissa McAvoy, Samantha Gildice, I'm not sure, and Michelle O'Donnell. Gildenheis? I think that's right. Congrats, ladies. Good job, and thanks for representing Barebow. So let's go to the mixed teams. Again, this is probably one of my favorite competition formats is the mixed teams. Barely missing Kyle Coffey and Nina Lopez. Mr. and Mrs. Robbie Weisinger took in the silver. Robbie and Zoe Weisinger, congrats to them. They are newlyweds. And the Gen X 10s, I like it, Matt. Matt Yaka and Melissa McAvoy took the bronze in the Barebow mixed team. We'll give a couple honorable mentions here. Target acquired Medina and Matthew team INTJ. Not sure what that stands for. Rick and Aaron, Tough Draw, Dwayne Morgan, Ava Jones, Eagle Eyes, Spanky Brook, and Johanna. The Rainbows, Michael Weaver and Allison Lee. Whoopsies, Patrick Fisk and Taylor Fisk. And then rounding out the top 10, the Pierogi Squad, Lance Leong and Rosa Tarowska. Do you guys know what pierogies actually are? Look it up. Anyways, congrats to you guys, you men and women, on a successful Barebow mixed team competition. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. The Barebow senior men. Michael Weaver took first place. Brian Way took second. Robbie took third, Robbie Weisinger. And your top five there, Brian Schroeder and Matt Yaka, and lots of very prominent names in that like top 10, 20, some really good people. Congrats to all on competing so successfully. Let's go to well, you know what? We'll give a quick shout out to the Barebow 50 plus. Rick, I think, is like 60 or 70 plus, but we'll give him credit for being 50 plus. Rick Stonebreaker took first in the Barebow 50 plus men. Scott Bowman and Spanky Brooks third. The women, Melissa McAvoy, Phyllis Shipman, and Carla Bray, with Sabrina and Samantha rounding out your top five. Congrats to them. Barebow senior women, I think I missed that. I did. My apologies, Medina. The Young Guns, top three, Medina Otijak. Otijajic. I'm saying that incorrectly. Medina, I apologize. But congrats to you. Ava Jones. Ava's just killing it right now. I'm so happy for her. Such a nice family. Aaron Hollum. Johanna took fourth. Emmy Purcell and Allison Lee took sixth. We got Norellis Medina, Taylor Fisk, Zoe Weisinger breaking into the top 10, and Rosa Torwowska. Congrats to them on their successful U.S. Target National performances in the elimination rounds in the U.S. Open. Awesome stuff there. Next up for the bulletin is an update from Doug Denton. And the final update for the bulletin is Denton Archery. I took a moment, got with Doug, and we just recorded a quick update so everybody knows what's coming. Doug is an amazing person. He is very passionate about the sport of archery, but he's even more passionate about his engineering side but building recurve bows for him is just it's a journey that he puts everything he's got in his heart and soul into. When you take on the challenge of starting a business in archery, people underestimate what that takes out of a person. And I have the utmost respect for Doug for pursuing this. I love shooting his bows. I always have loved shooting his bows. And more than anything, I just like the guy that he is. He is as authentic as they come. So with that being said, here's an update on Denton Archery directly from the man himself, and this is going to round out the Barebow Bulletin. We'll call it Barebow Bulletin A, with a second one coming here, hopefully by the end of the month is the plan. Let me know what you think about the audio version. And as always, make sure you go follow all of our sponsors and support them as well. All right, we are with Doug Denton from Denton Archery. Doug, I know there's a high anticipation of what you have coming. Let's just give an update to everybody. We're going to put it in the audio version of the Barebow Bulletin. Can you give an update of where Denton Archery is and some of the excitement that's been built up around? I know you just finally got some hands-on with it at Outdoor Target Nationals. Can you just give the masses an update on where we're at with Denton Archery?
Absolutely. So, I received the first prototypes about a week and a half ago, and that was a long, drawn out process. But nonetheless, we got the prototypes. Uh, and I tell you what, I'm, just full disclosure, because that's typically who I am. When I was actually, I get to work remote because I'm still working for Ramrods, and
Mhm.
I was working at a local coffee shop, and I just had one of those days that we all have from time to time. It was just a hard, stressful day, and I just like, family called and said, "Hey, Doug, the bow showed up," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I was like, I don't know if I can rush home and deal with any more bad news because I didn't know what these would really look like. And so I was like, really just like, okay, I'm just going to chill out and finish my day, and then I'll make my way home. And I got home and I was like, all right, please just let these be good, God. And I started opening up the boxes and start looking at the risers, and I tell you what, man, they were great. The fit finish of them all was like I could sell these to the anyone in the world. I mean, because that's how well they look. So it was like just a huge weight lifted. Then start looking at the limbs. The limbs looked amazing. I only have samples of the bamboo version of the limbs. So they sent me three different limbs. I had a long 38 ILF, and then I had a long 36-pound ELS limb, which is the extended limb system that we have. And then I had a medium 42-pound ILF as well. So looked at all those, strung up all of those limbs in all of the different risers, and it was like, oh man, these line up great. Like, so again, you're just checking off those boxes, right? So the overall feeling of all that was just amazing. And then from there, the next morning I got up, and I had a bow all together. And I went out, and it's one of those things that I know I've engineered a lot of bows in the past, and this is different. This is different because it has my name on it as well,
Of
and
course.
it's and one, I don't think I would ever put my name on the bow, but I don't think I could have had a viable company in the world recognize it without me putting my name on the bow. So uh, anyway, nonetheless, it's a kind of I guess, where I'm at with that. But the first arrow out of the bow was like I shot it, and it was the experience that I was hoping and praying for. So I had been shooting a lot of my older product prior to getting my new one in, and I was shooting the best product that the world thought was the best product. I'll put it that way. So
Mhm.
if you remember, my very first bow I designed was the GMX. And I designed that back in 2008. So I've been putting a lot of arrows to that bow because that really was the staple of what really launched my career in recurve engineering. And then I've been putting a lot of arrows through the Exceed because the Exceed is what placed first, second, and third at the 2024 Olympics. And so those two on the ILF platform really are the staples of what Olympic recurve bows should be feeling like. And what I can tell you with all the different design changes that I did to my new bow, the X Series One, um, it just checked all the boxes, and I know this sounds cliche, and it does, and it sounds like a marketing BS, but it truly is the best feeling bow I've ever engineered. And if I have a second, let me tell you why. And this is from the engineering. So I made a lot of changes to the pocket ends of this riser. You can see on the social media and everything that we have these pocket covers. And on the samples, those pocket covers are black. So when you see pictures of me shooting the bow or some of the videos I just recently put out of some of the product, those pocket covers are black. Now in the production models, they will actually be the same color as the riser itself. But when I designed that whole pocket system, a different tiller boat, although the tiller boats work exactly the same as what our current bows do today, there's no difference. Okay, it ended up just naturally putting more of the mass weight truly towards the ends. And in the past, I talked a lot about my riser designs and pushing this mass weight towards the ends of the pocket. Something I really figured out at the end of my career um, uh, with Hoyt. And when I started designing this bow, I knew that I wanted to have more of that mass towards the pocket ends, but I didn't realize that it would have as big of an impact as this riser does. So it has such a great balance and feel. Like I can't feel any vibration in the bow, so I don't feel that feedback from the limbs at all.
Mhm.
Now, I'm also not super sensitive to that too, so keep that in mind. That some people might go, well, I still feel it, and to them, I'm sure they do. I'm just not that person that's overly sensitive to all the vibration. But so just checking all those boxes with how that bow feels and how it tunes, and um, throughout all of this journey, I haven't really had a lot of time to really put a ton of arrows in. So I am not in shooting shape, and uh, but it did perform well, and I was really excited about that. But to give like a status update where we really are right now. So we're finalizing pricing, um, and trying to get all that going, making sure that we get the right partners throughout the world with uh, like the Lancasters of the world, and the foreign distributors as well, to make sure that we have a really good partnership. Because I'm not interested in. I want this to be a partnership with everyone that I work with, that it works for all of us, because that's the only way this company succeeds. And right now we're shooting for middle of November to actually have product available to the public. But you know what, Frank, manufacturing is manufacturing, and sometimes we hit and sometimes we
Yeah.
don't. Right now,
Yeah.
that is what we're shooting for. If I was a betting man, I think it's going to get pushed out, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm being told right now. But I'm trying my best to get product out there as fast as I possibly can.
Sure.
And so that's where we are right now. It's still full steam ahead. Just like I said, just got back from the U.S. Outdoor Nationals, uh, showed the product there, and had such a great response to all of that, which was really, it truly was a blessing. I mean, you just never know how the world's really going to accept it. And um, had a couple people actually, put some arrows through one of them, and they had just outstanding comments about that as well. So that again gives me a lot of confidence going forward. So
Outstanding.
yeah, so that's kind of
Thanks for
where
the
we are
update.
right now.
Yeah, well, like I
Absolutely. And
said, people there your social media push has created a bit of a buzz. You're doing a hell of a job, so tell Teresa, good job. And there's a lot of us that are indebted to you for the opportunities that you provided, you and some others at Hoyt, but provided Barebow. You earned the respect of the Barebow community, many people in the Barebow community, because of that. It was one of the biggest opportunities that Barebow has seen. And your separation, albeit unfortunate, there's always a silver lining to things. And um, I know how passionate you are about building recurve bows. I've seen it. We've had the discussions, we've had the offline discussions, we've talked about I'm standing on the shooting line on the phone with you going through like and I'm sure you've done that with many other people. And that genuine care for the product that you produce is one of the things that makes it's so important to us to see that you are successful. And I want to put that out there to the public. I want people to know that's the guy that you are, and that's the passion that and the care and the love that you put into building a product. And that's one of the things that separates you from so many others. And I appreciate that. I want the world to know that. And I want to see Denton Archery become a staple within the archery world across the board. So with that being
well,
said, my friend, I'm so happy for you.
well, I appreciate that. There's been people, ask, what's your goal here? And I put a little, story out on our social media that, you know, Teresa and I were working together, and she's like, "Hey, we need to give the why behind this." But when it boils down to it, the why is my goal. Archery has given me so much in my life, from my best friends that I've ever had. It's taught me how to win. It's taught me how to lose. Both are very important. It's taught me work ethic, determination, by God, and it's never to give up. And, life will continue to throw punches at us, just like our sport of archery throws punches at us. And if we can continue to get up and keep moving forward, that's the key. But if I can give back to this archery community just percentage of what it's given me in my lifetime, that's the
Love it.
goal. That's the only end goal. It's
Yes,
not to
sir.
do, it's not to ever be the biggest bow company in the world. That's not even part of my mindset. It's to help people truly achieve their dreams. Whether that dreams is standing on top of the podium at the Olympic Games or simply shooting your first arrow at your local club. That is all I want to do. Like I said, sports give me a lot and I want to give back.
Same. I feel the same, exact same way. I love it, dude. Thank you so much, Time, for giving us the opportunity to be the platform that kind of puts that update out there. Go follow Denton Archery on Instagram. That's where I'm seeing, and I think I saw some on Facebook as well. Go follow Denton Archery everywhere that it's available. Keep us in the loop, Doug, and anything else that comes up that you need from the Barebow Project, by all means, we're here for you.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Frank.
You're welcome. Thank you for listening to this edition of the Barebow Bulletin. Check out our swag, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and all the things at www.thebarebow.project.com.
Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Competition Archery Media.
My name is Hugo Lowe.
Hello, I'm Christina Percoli from San Marino.
Greetings, this is Jay Bars from the 107 Club.
I'm Ryan. I'm with Anchor Point Archery in Goodyear, Arizona.
We are the Community Barebow. This is for the Barebow Project. Go Barebow!
This is
the Barebow Project.
And this is the Barebow Project.
And this is the Barebow Project.
And you're watching the Barebow Project.
And you're watching the Barebow Project.
I'm Grayson Partlow, and this is the Barebow Project. I think that was an 8.